And we're live. Hello and welcome to the MTO Roundtable for ICAgile. I'm Eleanor Slamba, Marketing and Community Support, joined here by Nick from Perth and Agile Bill from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Hello.
Hi. Great geographic spread that shows our growing global community of ICAgile member training organizations. Very happy to have you both here and happy that you're both interested in the blog. Last week's roundtable topic was the Agile Zone and introduction to the blog. So we worked out some great notes with perspective from our friends at Zebia in India. Thanks to Madhur and Sherry for that. So I'm going to go over with you now the notes from last week, which will be an invitation for you to contribute to the blog and for our other member training organizations to do the same, all right?
Sounds great.
Okay, the first category that we're going to be gathering material for the blog is tracks, the tracks in focus. Each blade of our logo relates to a different Agile discipline. And the learning objectives, as you know, for each discipline are compiled into tracks. We've done a number of webinars focused on these tracks, and we're going to be generating notes from those. We want people to participate in the webinars and to comment on those notes. The Enterprise Coaching webinar took place in June with Peter Behrens, Lissa Adkins, Michael Spade, and Marcia Acker. So we have notes from that, and that'll be going up on the Agile Zone blog. The testing track with Jeffrey Payne and Sharon Robson was from July. The next one, in Agile, we took a little break August for the Agile Alliance Conference, but in September, we have Value Management coming up. That's going to be September 11th at 4 p.m. with Shane Hasty and Dennis Stevens. And so get your questions ready for that, because the webinar will take place at that time, and then the notes will show up on the Agile Zone blog. We'll also have a poll on the blog for gathering people's opinions about which track we should focus on next. We're kind of going by our own sense of the heat map right now with what different tracks are hot and what people want to talk about, but of course we'd love people's input. So when the Agile Zone blog launches, you'll see a poll for which track we should focus on next in a webinar. And when we do get the notes up for those webinars, we'd love your comments. Another category is student profiles. We want stories of persistence on the Agile journey. We hear a lot about pivoting, but the other part of that is perseverance, and certainly learning and the Agile journey involves a lot of perseverance. So folks who've achieved the ICAgile status will be profiled in the blog. We presented Josh Seckel and Carl Shea's certificates at the Agile Alliance 2014, so we have some photos from that. And we're welcoming Kelly Thoma, the first woman in the world to earn her certified expert status through ICAgile. So I was honored to do a nice interview with her. But these student profiles and these interviews don't have to just come from ICAgile. If there's a student who's shown particular perseverance on the Agile journey, or someone getting ready for their expert, the whole process of what the gate experience is like. Agile, Bill, you can reflect back maybe and contribute something. So that's student profiles will show up on the blog. Another category is notes from these roundtables. We have these discussions every Wednesday at 8 a.m. and we've presented a marketing packet filled with material. We want to know how people are using the packet, any particular experiences around co-opetition in different regions, building markets in a particular geography. We had a topic about making conferences count, so the notes will go up there. And again, if people want to propose topics for these roundtables, that would be great, and it will show up on the blog. And so engaging with those notes and contributing your thoughts and insights once these notes post to the blog is another way to have the content have a longer life and to have visibility and vibrancy for the roundtable. Any questions so far?
Sounds good to me.
No, it's great stuff.
The
Excellent.
Good. The next topic is learning trends. And this is a bigger story than just Agile. There's all kinds of great info about neuroscience and how people learn. And we want to highlight that because, as you know, with ICAgile, learning is the product, certification is the byproduct. So there's a New York Times article out about how handwriting helps the memory. That does play in, by the way, to why we chose a journal with blank pages to pass out at our conferences as a giveaway. At ALE, a conference that ICAgile recently sponsored, Jenny Jepson was the final keynote, and she had a great article in InfoQ, The Neuroscience of Agile Leadership. So these are the kinds of things that we want to highlight in this category. And if anything comes across your desk related to learning trends, we'd love to post it, to credit you, to be part of the conversation. Oh, by the way, Sherry at Zebia has been doing her own research into the neuroscience of how people learn and has volunteered to contribute an article for this category. So Bill, with your degree and your ongoing interest on the very fringes, the, what do they call it, the bleeding edge of how people learn, we'd love to journey through some of your experiments.
Right, was in class last night. That'd be perfect.
Yes, yes. Actually, let me, I'll go ahead and write that in there. You're in.
Awesome.
The ICAgile community, this might be called guest blogging, but we don't consider you guests. This is your platform. It's a community blog. So, for instance, Dave Griffith, one of the track designers for the management track for ICAgile, has a lively blog with some material related to Agile fundamentals. So we'll be posting that. We'll be posting articles from SoftEd and our friends at SQE and ASPE. We have an article to post from Madhur Kathuria, and who's developed a new Agile framework in line with the Agile mindset called Battlefield Agility. And he outlines that in a blog post, and we're happy to give him a platform. So this is a place for curated content from the blogs that you're already doing, or blogs that you see that are out there. The Agile Coaching Institute is putting out a lot of great content. Women in Agile, Agile in government, education, HR, these kinds of things. Any questions?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm trying to assemble a coalition of people interested in developing learning objectives or best practices for internal Agile coaching. So some of us have gotten the ICAgile expert in coaching, or we do coaching, but how is that different if you're external and you fly in and fly out versus if you're internal and you have more connections to more groups and more politics and all that? So if there's anyone interested, or maybe that'd be a good blog area, internal Agile coaching.
That is a very welcome suggestion, and we'll see who we can get interested in that. That could even be a roundtable topic one of these weeks.
Right. Super.
Yeah. Facts and stats. This is how do we make the community visible to itself? We have 10,000 ICPs practicing around the world, so that's a stat we're pretty proud of, and certainly we have many more to add to our rosters in the coming months and years, but that is a milestone. There are companies on board, coming on board all the time, every week with ICAgile, and we want to kind of quantify and give you some bites to package in your own marketing from the facts and stats that we're collecting. Our friends in India have also suggested, why not develop some community standards and kind of a template for data collection so that member training organizations are collecting the same types of information about their classes, and that way we can compare apples to apples.
Great idea.
So if people are interested, we'll use the blog as a way to kind of test the temperature on that and see if a working group wants to form. in this respect, I'll announce that Booz Allen Hamilton has just signed on officially with ICAgile as a member organization. So they've become accredited and will use the learning objectives in their training of their company, and the learning roadmap applies to Booz Allen. So pretty big win, but we'll get the whole list of companies and the numbers together for this category of the blog. The Director's Corner is, we know that Ahmed is jetting all over the world. Picture of the little airplane there. Where is he going next? What has he seen in his travels? He's been selected to edit an academic book. So we want people to know about that. It's related to Agile, and he was invited based on his role within ICAgile. Member training organizations have been interviewing him for different meetups and to link up with their own marketing materials. So we want to showcase those and give an update on his fall travel schedule so that people can be breathtaken by how many miles that guy puts on. He's going to Singapore soon, and the Middle East, and yeah, it's remarkable. Korea.
That's putting the I in ICAgile, isn't it? The international part.
I like it. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm gonna type. That's a good good tagline.
Good deal. Well, we can't get too much more international than we are now because Nick's 11,500 miles from me. So the web is deceiving.
Where do you live and breathe it? Yeah.
Right.
So in spirit, we're including everyone in between in this call. Great. So the accredited events is all of your classes, your events. Actually, we should probably call it accredited classes and events, because we do have those two different tabs on the homepage of the website. Anything that offers ICAgile learning credits. We want photos from all around the world. Not just announcements about what's upcoming, but documentation, some empirical documentation. You know, we say that documentation is a dirty word in Agile, but if we're predicting what's going to happen, maybe so. But if we're reflecting on what's actually happened, then why not amplify it and give it a platform? So we're sure that you have great stories from your accredited classes and events, and we want to make those known. Now, I'll say a bit about the bi-directional nature of this content. It's a platform for MTOs to have visibility, but also to pull content to use inside their organizations. So say you're in a company that doesn't have its own monthly newsletter, or it does, but there's not enough Agile in it. Well, the Agile Zone can be a place, a publication that you can easily create by downloading this content. Will help you put a easy custom header up, and voila, you have the Agile Zone. It could be a column in your own existing e-newsletter, or it could be its own separate publication that you send out to your folks or circulate internally. There's various ways that that we can help you supply worthwhile content that has been generated by the entire global community of Agilists in ICAgile. So that's the idea. Any comments or questions?
Explained beautifully. All understood.
Now looking forward to reading more.
Good. Good. So I'm sure you'll both have contributions, and we'll enjoy sharing them. And the theagilezone.com is the website to go to see what the blog is going to look like. We'll be plugging in the content and launching it in just a couple of weeks. So thank you very much. Hope to welcome all your contributions. Thanks.